Merry Christmas and welcome to the video. I'm going to be breaking down the NBA on Christmas Day. The first game tips off at 11 a.m. and I'm sorry to the Coastal Elites, but all these times are going to be central. We've got the Cavs versus the Knicks, who were the two favorites of the East coming into the year. But with the Cavs getting off to a slow start, the East is shown to be a lot more wide open than we previously thought. So honestly, if they could flex in and out the Christmas Day games, replacing the Cavs with the Pistons would probably be the best showcase for, the dominant teams in the East. All these stats on the screen, by the way, I'm pulling from cleaningtheglass.com, which filters out garbage time, so the numbers might be slightly different than some other websites. But we've got offensive rating, defensive rating, and net rating. It's all just measuring how many points each team scores and gives up every 100 possessions. So yeah, pretty similar to last season. The Knicks has one of the best offenses in the league, but they're pretty average in defense. And the Cavs have been very unhealthy this season, so this is not a very typical year for them. Normally they're top 3 or 4 in offense and around 5 to 8 in defense. I think the Knicks definitely should be favored in this game, the gambling odds, but I'm actually going to throw a bit of a curveball pick in here right off the bat and go with the Cavs, just because I feel like they're showing some signs of life lately, and I feel like this would be a good moment for them to really showcase that. Then on to the second game of the day. We've got the Spurs at the Thunder, which this matchup recently has been very interesting. The Spurs getting the better of the Thunder both times. So the Thunder obviously have 4 losses this year, but they started off 24-1. So obviously that means they've been 2-3 since then. And after last night's game where the Spurs rolled the Thunder's record-breaking defense got a whole point worse, which still actually leaves them with the best defense of all time. And their net rating went down from 17.9 all the way to 16.1 from one game. And even though the Spurs have had some great success in this matchup recently, and also even though Victor Wembanyama seems to be built for these moments, really rises to the occasion in big games, I still feel like this OKC team is way too good to lose to the same team 3 times in a row, all in like a 2-week span. So that's why I'm going to take the OKC Thunder to win this one. I just realized I didn't even do a score for my last one. For the Cavs and Knicks, I'll go 121-116. And as for the Thunder Spurs, I think it'll be a bit of a defensive game. I'm going to go 108-101. And in the fourth matchup at 4 p.m., we've got the Dallas Mavericks visiting the Golden State Warriors. Cooper Flagg and the Dallas Mavericks have been picking it up a lot more recently after a bit of a disastrous start to the season. And the Golden State Warriors, I think, are a little bit better than their record so far this season, even though their offense is really struggling down at 22nd. Draymond Green and the defense there has been humming. But I do think I'm going to be taking the Dallas Mavericks in this one. I think the Golden State Warriors vibes are a little bit shaky as well with the Draymond situation going on, him and Steve Kerr getting into a spat, him heading to the locker room. Although I think that might be getting made into a bigger deal than it actually will be. I think I'm just going to ride with the Cooper Flagg hot hand, and I'll say this one goes 118-109. That brings us to another California versus Texas matchup. At 7 p.m. we've got the Houston Rockets visiting the Los Angeles Lakers, and honestly it feels like they switched up these two matchups on accident, like it's the other way around. There was a mistake made in the schedule, because the Lakers versus the Mavericks is obviously a much more compelling matchup. Anytime Luka plays the Mavs, I feel like it's going to be appointment viewing, and the Warriors and the Rockets I think are a better matchup than the Warriors and the Mavs. I mean, all you have here is really, I guess, Clay versus Steph, if you want to spin it that way. But for the Warriors and Rockets, you could have a rematch of the 7-game series they gave us last year in the first round. And I think the Lakers might have the most inflated record in the league this year, being 19-9, but being 16th in net rating. And I think they've shown, especially recently, that they're very vulnerable to these athletic young teams. So I'm going to take the Rockets in this one for sure. And I'm going to say this one goes 124-107. And that brings us to the final game of the night at 9:30 p.m. We've got the Minnesota Timberwolves at the Denver Nuggets. The Nuggets kind of having the inverse record-breaking season of the Thunder. The Thunder having the best defense of all time. The Nuggets having the best offense of all time. But obviously, as you can see, the defense has been really struggling. Somehow the Nuggets are 4th in net rating and actually were just 3rd until last night, and only 0.3 points per 100 behind the Rockets, who are in 2nd, even though their defensive rating is 19th. Minnesota Timberwolves are really solid all the way around. In the past few years, this has been a really tough matchup for Denver, but so far this season, I believe the Nuggets are undefeated against the Wolves. And I would like to say that continues for Christmas Day, but the Nuggets injuries are really piling up at this point, being without Aaron Gordon and Christian Brown for over a month now. Peyton Watson has been in and out of the lineup, Julian Strawther is just coming back from injury, and now just last night, Cam Johnson goes down, and according to the most recent updates on him, the severity of the injury remains unclear, but it definitely did not look good. And so that logically should make me want to pick the Wolves here, but I don't know. I feel like Christmas Day, even though they're undermanned, Jokic and Murray can come out for big games, Peyton Watson can come out for a big game. The Nuggets are so deep this year that they can still put together a good lineup, even with missing 3 starters. And so I'm going to pick the Nuggets in this one, but I think it will be a thriller. I'm going to go 123-121. And there you have it. Those are my predictions for the Christmas Day games. I always enjoy having a full day of basketball. I hope you guys will too. But thank you guys for watching. Really appreciate it. Stay happy, stay healthy. I'll talk to you guys next video. And once again, Merry Christmas.